me because you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. I say you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. 4, 5, 6, come on and get your kicks. Now you don't need the money when you...
All right.
Yo!
Welcome back to a
What up?
brand new episode of the Opinion City Podcast,
That's right.
episode 112.
Yeah.
I'm King Ralph. He's Parmesan. We are your
Yeah.
hosts, and we are excited today because we
Indeed.
have another first-time podcaster
Indeed.
on the show today.
Yes.
One half of the Gatekeepers,
Mhm.
the other half of the Gatekeepers,
Yes.
as we've already talked to Brother Bedlam,
Brother,
Cousin
brother.
Bedlam, brother. But today we are talking to Dylan Cross. We are
Yeah.
super excited. It's going to be a great show.
Indeed.
Make sure you support all those folks that you saw in the beginning of the video there. If you
Mhm.
have a chance, head over to our Patreon at Opinion City Pod.
Yeah.
Check us out. We've
Do
got plenty of great tiers over there, including a brand new $1 tier. If you would
Yeah.
like to help us reach the goal of getting a website. We are looking for some $1 supporters, but of course, if
Yeah.
you'd like to give more, we're always willing to accept generous donations and
Yes.
contributions from fans. So
Appreciate
it's going
it.
to be a great show. And Sean, what are we doing for a top 5 today?
Top 5 tag teams that Dylan would like to face.
All right. Well, here's hoping for Techno Team 2000.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Well, with that, I think it's time to get this party started, ladies
do
and
it.
gentlemen. Episode 112 starts right now.
Go. Yo.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we
We're
are
back.
not alone. We have
No, we're
gone to
not.
the gate. We have found the gatekeeper. We've brought him back here to the show.
Yeah.
It's
Sure.
Dylan Cross. What's going on?
I'm here.
All right.
Nothing much really. Just we had a show yesterday.
Yeah.
Ooh,
About
okay.
it,
Yeah.
but just still working, still
Chilling.
putting the reps in.
Still
That's
grinding.
fine. This guy is all business here. All business, Dylan Cross.
Oh, man, right.
Yeah. All right.
He's serious.
He is serious. All right. Well, let's get down to
Wrestling's serious, guys.
Ooh.
You know, we don't
it's-
joke around with the gatekeepers.
Wrestling
not
is
at all.
Listen.
serious. I've heard that once or twice.
Yeah. I've
No.
heard that a few times.
Yeah. Well, let's get down to business here.
To defeat the Huns.
Let's start. Oh, let's start. Yeah, let's start right at the beginning. Let's get it out of the way now. Tell us what you know about quantum physics. No, I'm kidding. So tell us in your own words, who is Dylan Cross?
That's a hell of a first question to hit me with.
Yeah,
Throw it at you.
we're a serious podcast.
Serious podcast.
Okay.
I was not expecting that. I think it's just one of those things where it's like when you're trying to find yourself in
Mhm.
wrestling or just in life, it takes time.
Sure.
You gotta have a lot of experience with it, and
Mhm.
he's just a guy that's just he's happy to be here. He's hungry, and he's looking to try to take this wrestling thing as far as it'll go.
Nice.
So now, how did you get involved in wrestling? How did you discover wrestling? Did wrestling find you?
So it all started in, I want to say, like 2006, 2007. I was
Okay.
at my was at my cousin's house, right? And they had like a game room with like a PS2, and
Yeah.
they're playing this game called SmackDown versus Raw on
Yeah.
the first one. And
Good times.
that was the first time I ever saw wrestling, and I like immediately fell in love with it and was like immediately like a huge fan of it, right?
Mhm.
And then like I don't know, I want to say like mid 2010s or so, or like early 2010s. Everybody has that phase where like you get bullied in school for like
Yep.
wrestling,
Yep.
and then you like kind of put it down for a little bit, and then some people pick it back up. And then I think 2012 or so, I picked it back up and put it back down again at like 2017 because it's dark times. And then like the 2021, 2022, somewhere along that line, I started watching again because of some things that maybe we'll get into.
Yeah.
And I was at a really low point in my life. Like I went through some pretty dark, like I don't know if dark is the right word, but like I got dumped after like a 5.5 year relationship. And like I was trying to find a sense of purpose again. And I was like, I wanted to be a wrestler when I was a kid. I wanted to be a wrestler when I was first coming out of high school. And it didn't logistically work out because I live in the middle of nowhere. There's no schools anywhere near here. And I don't know. One day I just said, "Are we allowed to swear on this?" I'm sorry.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Just don't be Danny
Yeah,
Cage
yeah,
and
yeah.
make it every other word.
Yes.
I was just like, "Hey, man, fuck it. I'm gonna go." You know what I mean? I'm just gonna go to it because it's not coming to me. And I saw the Wrestle Factory, and you know, guys that I really look up to in this business, guys like Eddie Kingston, Claudio Castagnoli trained there, and I was like, oh well. I was a little out of touch. I was a little out of the loop. I thought Shikara was still a thing when I went there. I thought I was going to get like a job right away. But it was still like, it's still a great school, even though there isn't necessarily, I guess royalty is kind of attached to it now.
Yeah.
There's not necessarily like a promotion directly attached to the factory anymore.
Right.
It's a great place to get like knowledge on just the ins and outs of the business.
Yeah.
And I think they have one of the best coaching staffs anywhere.
I
mean, I'm a little
for
bit
sure.
biased, but yeah. I don't know. That's it, I guess.
So, all right. So let's talk about the Dylan Cross as a character here. What kind of inspired you, or how did you maybe come up with, you know, the Dylan Cross? How he dresses, how he acts. You know, how did you come up with this whole Dylan Cross idea?
Well, I initially wanted. I don't want to peel the curtain back too much. I kind of ended up in a lane that I didn't necessarily envision for myself when I first got here. Because I'm such like a goody two shoes in real life. And
there you go.
I came into wrestling and it was like, you bad guy right now, and I was like, okay. And then I was doing like just wacky like comedy stuff, and it just comes so naturally to me. I don't know what it is, because it's I guess it's the best way to kind of just cope, like being out there in front of like 200 people or whatever. To just like make yourself look like a fool. I don't know.
It's not even that. It's like, because like even we see on the mainstream, a lot of big heels you meet are the nicest guys in the world. Like, it's something about being a good person that makes you want to be, at least in wrestling, a bad heel. Because you can, I guess you can use that side of yourself elsewhere rather than using it in the real world. You can be a face in the real world, but then a heel in wrestling.
Yeah. And like, again, I'm not trying to give too much away on this, but there's like character stuff and what the audience sees. You have to like be mean, but like the process of actually like wrestling as a heel, you have you have to be kind of selfless, because the match isn't really about you. It's about trying to get your good guys cheered. You're welcome, Davey Hubert. But you know what I mean. It's like that's what you do. Like you're trying to like you're not in this for yourself. You're in this for the fans and for I don't know the people that you're wrestling.
Sure.
Now, speaking of that, we first spoke to your other half, brother Bedlam,
Ooh,
from the
Brother
Gatekeepers, and
Yeah.
he gave his
I
thoughts.
still don't know
on-
when we're going on our honeymoon, but yeah. my other half.
Well, I was gonna say he gave us his thoughts about you on his episode. So why don't we flip the script? What are your
Okay.
thoughts on your cohort, brother Bedlam?
So I started a little bit before him, and I remember like he was like one of the tiered kids, and I don't know. He went away for like a year. Like he just started. He like him and his girlfriend like traveled the country in a
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
which I was like, that's awesome. Like
Yeah.
like I wish
Yeah.
I had the time in the capital to do something like that.
I tell
But-
people that story all the time because I'm like, that's amazing. I'm like, could you ever just imagine yourself just like getting in a van and going and being like, see ya, I'll be back
Yeah.
in here.
Yeah. Bye.
I don't know how I would afford something like that. I can barely afford just going to get food every day. But
Right.
yeah, and he came back and we were, I think I was his first match. I think like
Oh,
it was
yeah?
him versus me, just like in like behind closed doors. Like
Oh
and
wow.
Sure.
he like straight away has like huge energy, like
Yeah.
big
Mhm.
big personality. And he's managed to channel that into just like being rough and mean and
Oh yeah.
and I feel like we have like the perfect dynamic with the Gatekeepers, with him being like this like badass biker guy and me
Mhm.
just being like a shitty little like pratfalling like comedy guy. It's awesome. But,
My favorite part about you two, and we had a little teaser of that when we interviewed you at one of the shows, is that when we interviewed both of you, and you guys were just talking over each other the whole time.
Yeah, like you're over there talking to Sean, answering a question, and Brother Bedlam just starts talking right over you, and we're like
Yeah.
having a conversation, and I realized that you and Sean are still going, and I'm like, this is perfect.
I'm sorry.
No,
No, don't be sorry. It was
And I-
great.
I think Brother Bedlam apologized for it too, and I'm like, dude, that was amazing. Like it
You know what?
perfectly showed off the Gatekeepers.
Right.
It's weird. Like we'll just find these things that
Yeah.
like just showcase our dynamic
Hmm.
by accident. Like we don't plan some of the stuff; it just happens. You
Oh,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
right.
Like, it's real.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I was because I was just giving my answer, and he would just give his own answer, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna finish giving my answer.
Right.
It's like, I don't know.
Well, it was
Um,
funny because I think the first video I saw of you guys, you were talking, and he just jumps in right over you and starts talking, and I'm like, this is great. I'm like, these guys are gold.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad people are starting to realize that. It's we
Oh,
put a
yeah.
lot of work into this.
Yeah, very, very, very underrated tag team. And speaking of the Gatekeepers, we'll ask you, what is your goal with the Gatekeepers?
Same thing. My goals is, I think the crux of a lot of my goals is to just take it as far as it can go.
Hmm.
I really, really love tagging with Bedlam, and
Mm.
I think we could do that anywhere. It doesn't have to just be in
Sure.
royalty. I would love to
Right.
go to other promotions. Like he's
Mm.
going to PPW and all these other places and stuff, and
Mhm.
I'd love to be able to tag with him there, just tag with
Sure.
him wherever. I think we could really be like a good, like we could have a good match with I think anybody.
Oh
honestly.
yeah, for sure. I
Um,
mean, we've seen what you've guys have done already in royalty, and you've faced a who's who so far. Of Havoc.
Mhm.
You could have had a chance to face Big Dan, but Big Dan decided to not
Yeah.
show up in the snow.
Hey, snow's rough, man. Like we barely
Yeah.
got there that day. It was coming.
Oh,
down.
yeah?
I'm surprised
Yeah.
that so many people came out to come and watch us.
Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah,
It was nuts.
crazy.
Um,
Yeah.
But Maybe someday I'll be able to wrestle Big Dan. But
Big Dan.
Well, yeah, you guys, not for nothing, but you guys had quite the match at Bend the Knee with Havoc and the aforementioned Davey Hubert, and
Yeah.
I mean that
yeah.
that was
Okay,
a
yeah,
brutal
and
match.
Davey Hubert. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to talk about the other one, and I do
No.
want to talk about the other one.
And Davey Hubert.
No.
Yeah,
We're
and
gonna-
as long as there's other people involved in the match with Havoc, we can talk about it.
Right.
Yeah, that match was brutal. I mean,
Yeah, that
there
was
all
crazy.
kinds of
Oh, the
crazy
street fight?
nonsense. Oh yeah,
The no quarter match. Yes.
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It definitely was a no quarter match.
Was picking
Sellersville
splinters
Street
out of my
Fight.
back like all day the next day. It was
Oh
fun.
wow.
But no, that was fun, man. That was just a fun time, and we have one of the best crowds in the area.
For sure.
And to just be out there like amongst it and do our thing was just like, it was cool to just feel that energy and feed off of it.
There's something different about a royalty wrestling crowd that me and Ralph have learned over the last 4 shows, that every show I feel like they've gotten more and more active, more and more loud, more and more into the show every show. But also every show they're loud from the start of the show to the end of the show.
Yeah, and a lot of them are really mean too. They don't like me very much. I don't know what that's about.
I
don't know.
I can't imagine.
I can't
They're really
imagine.
mean, and they keep stealing stuff from us. Like, come on, man. Like, we're not a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. Like, and y'all are just taking Bill the Wizard's hat. Like, that's
Well,
not
I
right.
hope you guys. I hope they're listening out there, because
Right.
they need to learn that lesson. Now,
Yeah.
I think the thing about
Don't
the
make
crowd.
me chop you. I'll do it.
Oh, there you go.
We will chop you. Okay?
Shoot.
It's not. It's
He'll-
that does not tickle, ladies and gentlemen. I can
He'll do
honestly
it.
see that.
No, that's I have heard from many people that is one of the worst things in wrestling. Taking
Yeah.
chops.
Yeah, one of the worst things that's like not an accident. I've been
Yeah,
kicked
right.
in the head pretty hard before. A couple
Oh,
of times.
Oh, yeah?
It's not fun.
Yeah.
It's like to compare it to something. It's like if you're working on like a desk and you like stand up too quick and you like bang your head
Oh,
on
yeah, that's the
table.
worst.
It's like that, but like times
worst.
5. It's brutal. I don't recommend it.
No.
Don't condone it. Now,
No.
you had mentioned, the Wrestle Factory. In your
Yes.
journey into wrestling, did you look at any other gyms before going to the Wrestle Factory, or was it just the Wrestle Factory?
I very nearly went to Tommy Dreamer's school back in
Oh,
like,
really?
2014. Yeah, I was like looking into apartments in Philadelphia and stuff like that.
Wow.
And then it just kind of, I wanted to tag with one of my friends, but he was like, I'm too old and smoke too much. Like, I won't be able to do it. But and I was also looking into, because I think the Wild Samoans used to be in Wilkes-Barre, which is a lot
Mhm.
closer
Right.
than
Mhm.
the Lehigh Valley is. And I was
Yeah.
looking into that too, but just, I don't know. I got kind of discouraged. I had some stuff happen to me around then. I had like
Mhm.
expectations placed on me
Right.
Yeah.
to go to college and stuff like that. So I did.
Mm.
I am kind of happy that I did join the business when I did, because I feel like I've grown as a person. I would have
Yeah.
been really immature if I just started when I was 18. I'm
Right.
glad I learned some life lessons first before I came
Mhm.
here. I was in a lot better shape back then, but I feel like I'm starting to get where I want to be shape wise.
Right.
I can understand that. I'm in perfect podcast shape.
Right.
I'm in shape for nothing else, but I'm, right here in this seat. I'm in perfect
Perfect
podcast.
form.
Yep,
Right.
That's right. So talk a little bit about your relationship with the trainers at the Wrestle Factory.
Oh, they're great. Yeah. When it was in Philly, my like 101 class was taught by Sonny DeFarge, which will
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And he was a great coach, because he was understanding that people, like, he was really patient with people learning this.
Yeah.
There's some aspects of this that I'm a really slow learner with, and he kind of understood why that would be the case, and he was a great coach. And then here, Mike Quackenbush, Danny, Josh, all of them bring different things to the table. I think Josh and Danny have, like, we're talking about good dynamics. That's a great dynamic in coaches.
Oh yeah.
Danny's very honest, and he'll give you. There's nothing that he wouldn't say about somebody that he wouldn't say to that person's face,
Right.
and he'll fucking say it. Like,
we know. We
I
had
told them
we
that.
had
you had him on here.
Yeah,
I
we
gotta
had
watch that, man.
Oh yeah, we talked for
Yeah.
almost an hour about why he hates wrestling. So trust me, we know.
Yeah, no, we said it right to him. We said, "Hey, what do you think about wrestling?" And it was just like this. Yeah, it was. It was a moment.
Yeah, I mean, wrestling's brutal. Like just the nature of the business can really drive people's love out of it.
Sure.
Which
I mean,
can understand. There's some days where it's like 11:30 midnight, and I'm like carrying these giant steel beams into this small door, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to be here right now.
right.
But like, yes, that's the business, you know. And
Yeah.
like, I think being out there in front of those people and just knowing that you help make somebody's night, I think that makes all of it worth it.
Mhm.
But yeah, and Josh is kind of a psychopath, but he's
Kind of.
because he's nice and he's super supportive. But like, if you're like, oh, I want to do like a 6:30, he's like, go for it. We'll get this stuff out.
Man.
You know, I mean, you saw his last match with Jet Matthews.
Oh, that match
One
was
of the
incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely
that's probably,
incredible.
since I've been involved with the indie wrestling, that's one of the best main events I've ever seen.
Yeah, that you guys had those fans hook, line, sinker at every
Man.
false finish. Like
Oh, it was
every
unbelievable.
time there was a miscount, the fans got louder.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But
We didn't know who was going to win that match. Like, we
Oh, yeah?
didn't know. It was a shock to us too. Like, it was.
that's how you do it. I mean, if you want to
awesome.
shock someone, you shock them all, man. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
But speaking of the whole nice but crazy Josh, I would never forget. I don't even remember. I think it was at an LVAC show that me and Ralph went to, but he was facing Ben the Bean in a match, and I remember
LVAC.
watching them. I remember watching them go over the match, and he was so nice to him. Like, I'll just do the move; it'd be great. The mid match when he did his finisher, it looked like he killed him, like full
Oh,
force.
yeah.
Like he
Yeah,
was like,
That was at the high school hangout.
Yeah,
in,
that was at the high school
in
hangout.
Bethlehem. Oh,
yeah. I remember
Yeah.
watching him like do his thing, and he was like, "Yeah, we're just gonna do this. It's gonna be great." He was so nice. Like, we'll do this. Like, he's going over the moves, but like in the ring, he was like, "Nah, I'm about to kill this kid," and like he just like.
yeah,
You gotta let him know. You know,
yeah. He did.
you gotta let
he
him
did
know who
that.
boss is. That's Kessler Offenstein, man. That's,
Well, he
he's not,
did
he's
that.
not just
and-
some guy. Like, that's
Yeah.
you know.
Oh no! Well, Danny came running over after that, and he's like, "Yo, he killed that kid."
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, he did.
Oh boy! Oh man, that was something.
It was incredible.
That's
So
fun.
you mentioned that you fell into wrestling because of video games. Do you remember maybe your first earliest like pro wrestling memory of a show, a match you watched, a person that you discovered?
Ooh. One of my first memories of like actually watching wrestling is I was watching like, I think it was SmackDown, and they had like a cutaway, like a recap of something that happened on ECW, and it was Chavo Guerrero just won the belt, and he was like having this party in the ring of like this, like there was like a mariachi band in the ring and stuff like that, balloons, all this stuff. And then some dude just out of nowhere turns and just cracks him in the head with a guitar, and he takes off this stuff, and it's CM Punk, and I was like,
Oh.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That dude is like, I don't want to just sit here and have this be the CM Punk glazing out, but like that guy's my hero. Like I've had I don't want to say alcoholism run in my family, but like there's definitely been they love drinking.
Mhm.
Love, especially my dad and his brothers get together, man. They love drinking, and like I remember like seeing people like kind of stumbling around, and I was like, I don't think I want to do this when I get older.
Mm.
And I was talking to other people like that were my age, like in middle school, about it, and they were like, no, like when I get older, I'm gonna drink, blah blah blah. And I was like,
Right.
And then you see this guy on TV and he's like, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. And I was like, you just have like that kind of spiritual connection with him as a result.
Yeah.
And he's been my favorite wrestler since, you know, and it's been a bumpy ride, man.
That is for sure. That is for sure.
That's like your own main character that you decided for yourself to like, like it's brutal, man. But nah, wrestling, like watching it when it's at its best, there's like no better feeling in the world. Like the feeling that it gives you, you know.
100%.
I'm hoping I can instill that with people that watch me wrestle in the future too.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, CM Punk doesn't really get any love in this household because my wife is a Drew McIntyre fan. So CM Punk
Hey,
gets
Drew's
no
great
love
too.
there. Yeah, I always tell this story because I think it's like the funniest thing. she's
Bedlam
ever
was
done.
in his WrestleMania entrance, by the way.
Yes, and you
Yes.
know, I have to go back and watch that, and I'm gonna have him back on the show just to talk about that. We're gonna talk about that for like 2 hours. But my wife, we're sitting at WrestleMania 40, and we're watching this, and we watch Drew win the title, and we watch him go over the table and to get in with it with CM Punk, and then we watch the whole nonsense that continues.
Yep.
And my wife is sitting there, and she's like, "What is wrong with him? Why didn't he just go to the back? Why did he have to do that? Why didn't he just go to the back? He'd still be champion." Like it was so funny because, you know, my wife gets into wrestling a little bit. She really likes Drew McIntyre because in high school she played bagpipes and the whole thing. So, but she was like legitimately pissed. Like I saw the fire in her eyes as she was.
It doesn't sound like she was
so happy that Drew won, and then she was so mad that CM Punk was there.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like she was as mad as Punk as she was mad at that Drew just didn't walk away.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, we
She was like, Drew, why didn't you walk away? You could have just left and walked away. You didn't walk away.
Listen, the entire landscape of wrestling could have changed if he just walked to the back. Like,
Right, if he just walked to the back.
What if he was supposed to do all of that and he just decided, nope, I'm going to the back.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to go. Bye.
Hey,
Forget all this.
yeah, and that's the one thing about that story that I think is just really smart is like because he was kind of positioned as like a good guy, and
Right.
so he still has like fans that are like, no, he was wronged by like all these people like along the way, and his just obsession with trying to just stick it to Punk ever since he came back.
Yep.
Just overtook his feelings about winning a world championship.
Yeah.
And like, then that, like, if that's going to be your attitude, then maybe you don't deserve, like, it was just really like that whole story was awesome. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their
I wasn't
matches
able to
were
watch
incredible.
a lot of it. I'm so busy anymore. It's hard for me to sit down and watch wrestling, but
Yeah, you don't have this thing called extra time sometimes, I'm sure.
No,
Between training,
like-
wrestling, like
I had a show on the day of, because yesterday was like All In, and I think
Right.
WWE had something.
it
too.
was everything. There's so much
Yeah.
wrestling that this weekend, it's absurd.
And I was like, I can't watch it because like we're doing that, and then we're going out for Dirty Love's birthday, and like all this
Right.
stuff. So like I've not been able. I don't know. I guess when you're in it, you're in it, right? You
Oh
can't
yeah,
really
dude, that's the
get too much
that's the one
anymore.
thing is that like once you're in wrestling, you are in it.
Yeah,
Like that.
and I'm in it, brother. I'm here. I'm here for the long run.
Mm.
At least I'm trying to be.
Right. So,
Yeah,
who were some of your favorites growing up then?
Well, Punk for one.
Well, yeah, other
even
than
like
Punk.
even
Other
like
than Punk.
even like long hair like ECW babyface Punk. Like I was watching the 08 Royal Rumble with my brothers, and I wanted him to win. Like that's how much
Oh,
of a
yeah.
fan of that guy I was.
yeah.
But I loved the Undertaker when I was a kid.
Ooh, yeah.
Big Shawn Michaels guy. I think
Okay.
he's one of the best to ever do it.
Mhm.
I like Danielson. I like Kenny Omega. Like
Mhm.
I like Sami Zayn. He's great. Kendrick Hyde
Mhm.
got to work with him recently.
Yeah,
It was
Yes.
crazy.
that was incredible. And like, I even told Ralph I didn't notice it was her at first until I watched it back afterwards. When she posted it, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that was her.
Yeah.
Oh, like I didn't
We were-
realize at first.
we were watching it, and I didn't say anything to my wife because I was just thinking to myself, like, I'm 100% sure that's her, but I'm just gonna
Right.
make sure first before I say, because then I'll say it and it won't be her.
Right.
No, I know that's her. And it's funny though, because when we had her on the show, she mentioned nothing about her medical degree. Not
Right.
a single.
not one thing.
gonna
Not
have to
one
bring
thing.
that-
It didn't come up, you know.
No,
Right.
We'll see her next weekend. I'm gonna have to bring that up. Why
Like,
didn't
hey.
you talk about that on the show? What's going on here? Hide that from me. Yeah.
Oh man, but I love her. She's like probably one of my best friends in the business, and because we started on this, like our first time in a ring, like her first time and my 1st time
Right.
was the same day
Oh, wow.
at the free workshop when the factory was in Philadelphia. There was
Yeah.
like 35 people in the ring that
Wow.
day, and there's 2 of us left, and
Wow.
I don't know, like we've both been through a lot, and I'm so happy, like, because she's finally starting to like leave the nest and like get bookings and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and it's making me really, really happy. I hope I'm next, but
Well, I think honestly, all of you guys are hitting like these huge strides now. We're not only are we seeing you in royalty, we're seeing, like you said, Brother Bedlam's been everywhere. We're starting to see Kendrick Ida go everywhere.
Yeah.
Like we're starting to see all of like your class get their names out there, and and it's really cool to see that. So you might be next in line, and hey, we might see the gatekeepers somewhere else.
yeah, and it's weird because like some of us aren't, like I don't really get booked anywhere. Pink doesn't really get booked anywhere. Jet Matthews doesn't really get booked anywhere, which
Right.
baffles me because
He's so good.
He's fantastic.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Is one of the like easiest dudes to work with too. Like, but yeah, I think we have like a great crop of talent. And I think even the one time that a few of us went out to wrestle in front of Gabe Sapolsky, he said the same thing. Like he really put us over. And,
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, and he's been in contact with a couple of people. You see one of them on TV, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have faith that I can take this thing and maybe be on TV someday.
Yeah.
I don't know. They keep telling me it's tough because like you're your own biggest critic. So
yeah.
like,
Sure.
I kind of need that validation from my coaches and stuff, and they give it. So it's like this thing could happen. That's why I keep going.
Right.
Sure. Absolutely. Well, speaking of royalty wrestling, let's talk a little bit about royalty wrestling.
Let's do that.
Yeah. So tell me your thoughts on royalty wrestling, the whole medieval theme. Were you into it from the beginning? Do you think it's just kind of silly, or is it like the coolest thing you've ever seen?
I started getting into medieval stuff kind of recently. I started playing like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff.
Oh,
like
okay.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So when I found out that that's what we were kind of doing that with some like Mike Quackenbush charity shows, had like a bit of a medieval theme to it.
Okay.
And then Danny decided to take it and have that just be the promotion.
Right.
And like we went for it, and it's like I feel like a lot of wrestling is kind of homogenized. Like you go to a
Right.
wrestling show and it's like there's new metal playing, and there's like you know, like I don't know, it like who else has referees wearing tunics? You know
Right.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
It's awesome. And we got a
Indie-
wizard doing the 50-50, and like
Yeah.
I don't like. It's just like it. I feel like it helps us stand out, and I feel like it provides like a different kind of vibe that you would get at a lot of other wrestling shows. And I don't know.
Yeah, because indie
Yeah,
shows
it's
as a whole are very standardized. You know,
Right.
you go to one indie show, you've gone to a ton of, you see the same thing. Not that you don't, you see different wrestling and you see guys that stand
Right.
out, but when you look at the promotions as a whole, everything's pretty much a very standard way that they do things. And
Yeah.
royalty is standing out in a lot of ways. And I think, we talked about the fans earlier. I think that's really starting to translate over there, because you look at companies like Chikara. You look at companies like ECW, the original ECW.
That's the
They built on their fan bases.
Yep.
You know, and the fan
Yep.
bases became like family. Like they really took ownership of it, saying this is our company. Like we come to see this wrestling, and
Right.
I think that's really happening at Royalty.
Yeah, it's like ECW when it was in Philly. It's
Yeah.
like the NXT Black and Gold back in the day.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like you
and
have
it's like
one show in one building, and you
Mhm.
just run that building.
yeah,
Those fans would like die for you.
Mm. Yeah.
I like to think we're starting to get to that point, especially during that main event. They were into it, man.
oh yeah, they were so into it,
brother.
and
Uh,
and it's also that venue too. That venue is incredible, and it's like every time I go
Great.
there, I
It's
say
great for
it's like walking into a different world. Like like you guys have created this atmosphere, where, like when you get there, it's like you're walking into a different universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I feel that way too, just as a performer there, because it's like I get to like I wake up and it's like early and I'm like ugh, and I'm like trying to drink caffeine to like get ready for the
Right.
day, and it's like I get there and I'm just like I have like a switch in my brain chemistry. I'm just
Yeah.
like ready to go. You know what I mean? Just something about being in that room just really lights like that fire in me. I don't know if I can't necessarily speak for the rest of the roster, but for me personally.
I mean, everyone that we've talked to so far kind of has the same sentiments that once you get there, like you just get into that zone and it changes you. Like you are now a part of the Royalty universe. Like
Yeah, absolutely. But like again, I think I also want to just say this here. There's nothing wrong with following a formula to all the other indie companies. It's like
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You don't have to do something unique and stuff, but like I think it's cool that we are like there's a reason why that formula works
right.
a lot of
Sure.
times, and it's the reason why that formula is the one that's used on television. But
Mhm.
I like to think that it'll help us stand out and maybe make people
Mhm.
want to come here and work. And I don't know.
Sure. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's like I live 10 minutes down the road from where PPW does their shows at the Slatington Farmers Market,
Mhm.
and you know, there's nothing, like you said, there's nothing wrong with you know, following a formula, and you know, they hang their hat on their in-ring talent. You know,
Yep.
you
Yep.
go there to see good wrestling, and that's fine. But you know, Royalty does something, does something a little special. You know, they've
Yeah.
done something that they're building and creating something, and I like how every show the medieval theme gets turned up just a little bit more.
Yep.
They add something.
Yep.
And Royalty is becoming a place where you see things that you've never seen before. Like they're kind
Absolutely.
of hanging their hat on, you know, these these matches that you have never seen before. Capture the Flag and Tower Defense, and it's just
Mhm.
it's insane. But like you think about like Tower Defense, the Tower Defense match,
Yeah.
for example, the concept is so simple, and you're
Yep.
like, why has nobody ever thought of this before?
Right.
Like
Well-
but it works so well.
They kind of did. Because when I remember hearing that was a match we were doing, I was thinking of like the TNA when they did their reverse battle royal. You had to like
Mhm.
Oh,
run
right.
into the ring. I thought it was going to be that, and I thought it was going to be bad, man. Like but I was very, very pleasantly surprised when
Yeah.
the final product came through. That match was both of the tower defense and the capture the flag matches are incredible, and I
Yeah,
highly
they
recommend anyone watching
were
this to go see those matches.
Get to
awesome.
get to
Yeah.
the Royalty Wrestling YouTube channel. You can watch both of those
You can
matches
watch
on there.
all of those.
Free. It's
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're not.
Now-
you don't have to pay no $9.99 for the
Right.
network, bro.
That's
It's
right.
on there.
Well, and you know, the more you watch that stuff on the YouTube channel, the more you're going to see it, and you're going to be like, I need to be there. I need to be
Exactly.
seeing this stuff in person.
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
energy in the building is palpable. You're
Oh,
gonna
it's
see
so
it.
yeah,
And you
absolutely.
you get sections of the crowd now. Like at the last show at Bend the Knee, there was a Jet Matthews section, and then you have like different people that people are really into. Crash Maverick, the people love him.
Dirty Love. Everyone hates
Dirty
him.
Love, the sign. Oh man, the Dirty Love suck
Suck
signs,
signs.
all over the crowd. It is amazing.
Yeah. No,
Now-
it's great.
What are your thoughts on this too? Because this is another thing that you guys have done at its first. You guys don't have belts. You guys
No.
have the Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail, brother.
What are your thoughts on that being something that makes you guys stand out over others?
It was tough to try to get that thing too. I had to like go over this bridge, and there was this guy who asked me these 3 questions.
Yes.
No. But it's great, you know. I again, it's just something else that we do that nobody else does.
Right.
Is having like objects as our championships, because it's like, I don't know, like obviously if you have a belt, it's like everyone wants the belt and stuff like that, but it's like, it's
Right.
the grail, brother. It's the holy grail.
That's right.
Men
it's a
have
whole nother
died
level.
trying to get this thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Castle Rolfenstein has it in his
Yeah.
possession. He can't even show it. It's in a box most of the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
It's
you
sealed
Drew
away.
Gulak tried to steal it when he was at the show. I decided to fight some of his students.
Oh man, if we see that Drew Gulak is missing, we'll know that he accidentally touched it.
He
Right.
can't. I was
No,
trying to
yeah.
protect him.
That's
Yeah,
the,
wasn't
that's the
even-
rumor we
I
heard.
mean, obviously, I don't want him to steal the rail. But I was trying to protect him because I was
Right.
grateful that he came in and was.
Yeah,
was
you don't want him to
out
just
stuff.
disappear, right?
Yeah, you'll skin him. He'll get attacked by a rabbit.
Yeah.
But no, he's great. By the way, Drew Gulak. He's such a.
Oh,
Drew,
he's such a
we
nice
love
guy.
him. Yeah.
We
Such a
went
nice
to-
guy.
He taught me how to throw a punch properly.
Nice.
And
Oh,
I'm
nice.
very
There you go.
appreciative of that.
Yeah. Drew's a good guy.
But yeah, I don't know. There might be some more artifacts that we're bringing out in the future.
Well,
Ew.
Listen, we've heard some rumors.
Yeah, we've heard some
have
things.
been talked about. So,
Yeah.
you know, the gatekeepers might have something soon to be going after.
Maybe. Yeah,
Well,
wait, listen.
I hope so.
You didn't hear
Yeah.
from us. You didn't hear
Well,
from
yeah,
us.
I didn't say a
'Cause
word, but
We didn't say a thing.
I will.
The whole point of us is that we're starting on the ground floor with this new company
Yep.
that doesn't really have a tag team division. We want to be the premier tag team of Royalty Wrestling.
Yeah.
And like, if there is any kind of tag team titles, I am prepared to die to capture those things.
Whoa.
I'm telling
There
you.
you
Big
have it.
words.
No
Big
one.
words.
There's
You
no
heard it here
one
first.
else that I'm like, I will be damned if I'm gonna let somebody else
Mhm.
come in here and take those. Those are ours.
That's right.
To lose, you know.
That's right.
brother. Oh man. Jeez. Yeah, no, I think that's great. Yeah, royalty is just a whole different world, and it's something you have to experience in person. It's not like you can watch all the matches, and it's great hearing the crowd reactions and
Yeah.
everything, but until you're there in the middle of that crowd. I mean, we were standing next to our table during that main event, and just watching that crowd and being a part of that energy and that
Yeah.
vibe. Because I mean, I have never seen, and I've been to like 3 WrestleManias. I saw Undertaker and Shawn Michaels at 25 live.
Yep.
Wow.
I have never seen a crowd bite into a finish more than they did during that match. It was just unbelievable.
For real.
But that's the vibe the whole time. You know, you go to a royalty show and it starts hot from the moment the wrestling starts until the moment that it ends.
Match
Very
is so
cool.
crazy. Got
Now-
screwed on the apron. Who does
Now, of all the
Yeah.
matches that you've had in royalty so far, do you have a favorite?
that? I think all of them are great
Mm-hmm.
for different reasons. It's hard to pick a favorite because like any one I could say is my favorite.
Mhm.
I really like the match against the Galactic Dragons because like that was like the start of this whole thing, and we didn't know if we were going to even have a second show,
Right.
and like people were into that. Severino almost killed me with that slap. I don't know if you guys remember that, but
Oh boy.
the match against Morningstar and Davey, crowd was so hot for that. It was
Mhm.
unbelievable. Like we had them. I was
Yeah.
getting them to laugh. Like they were like, it was great. The handicap match, although I'm not my favorite, but like for we like our whole. I hate to peel back the curtain, but our whole plans had to change because of the Dan situation.
Big
We
Dan.
had to like No, I mean, I'm not. That's not a shot at him. I'm just saying.
No,
yeah,
never.
no.
You know, like where we had to. Like I didn't know. And it's like now it's a handicap match instead of a tag team match. I'm like, oh man, what are we gonna do? And like I still feel like it turned out really well.
Oh, it was an amazing match.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, man. And then these last two, brutal.
Yeah, that last one, like I said, that last one was, you guys went all over the place. You guys were using every weapon under the sun. It was crazy,
Went through a
man.
Table.
It was just crazy.
Went through a table. So many of none of them they don't know the pain of going through a table. None of them.
That's right.
None of them know.
Just
You don't. Oh, you think you know? You don't know.
They're on the. You know why they made the sidewalks?
Why?
Because the streets aren't for everybody.
I like
Telling
that.
you,
Yeah,
bro.
you-
I'm out here.
wow.
I'm
like
doing
it.
that. I'm doing
Yeah.
that.
That's really good.
Royalty free, bro.
All right. So thinking about Dylan Cross,
Mhm.
what are some goals that you have that you would maybe like to accomplish in 2025 or maybe moving into 2026?
I think you know, it's hard to say because it's hard to say where your career will take you.
Sure.
Like I didn't think I was gonna wrestle in front of a WWE scout. I didn't think I was gonna go and meet Earl Hebner at a show. Like there's all sorts of stuff that have happened that I just didn't plan for. So I don't want to like set expectations super high and not get there.
Sure.
I think one thing that I know I want to do, if not before the end of this year, but maybe next, is to wrestle in my hometown.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay. Yep.
Because Bloom, you know, I used to not like living here, and because I worked at Walmart in the parking lot, like pushing carts and stuff.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Yeah.
Been there,
You
done
would-
that. It's
You
the
would
worst.
see, you would see stuff on people's cars that you would expect to see on people's cars at a Walmart parking lot,
Right.
in a small town. Not getting on my political soapbox, but
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
like I thought that the town was just that way. And then I met
Sure.
some friends. My friend Emily showed me that like this town is really multicultural and like a lot deeper than one would initially think. There's all sorts of like cool art stuff,
Mhm.
music, you know, stuff like that. But one thing that's like mostly untapped in this town is wrestling.
Right.
570 started to book some shows here, which thank you. And thank you to JS Hawthorne for, I'm pretty sure that was his brainchild because he used to go to college here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no kidding.
All
How
right.
about that?
There you
But
go.
I'm trying to get in on that because like this is my town, and I
Right.
would
Yeah.
like I would die for this town. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I will ball out like in a match in my backyard. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna talk about Bloomsburg for a minute because we have some odd connections. I grew up in Mount Carmel, so I know all about Bloomsburg. I used to work at the Lowe's.
Oh wow.
Right down the road from Walmart. So I was at Lowe's for a long time. I did spend some of my college years at Bloomsburg as well. So I definitely miss the town. I will tell you, I was honestly, literally, I guess it was, when was it? Yesterday, I was telling my wife that there was this place in Bloomsburg. It was called Ready Go Burrito.
Oh
And
yeah.
it was amazing, and I missed that so bad. Like I know they're not there anymore, and it breaks my heart because that place. I mean, that
Yeah.
place made burritos that would take me 2 meals to eat, and that's saying a lot. I mean, these things were gigantic. They were huge. Like,
Yeah, and they had like an N64 in there.
Yeah.
was like
people could
this-
just play.
it was like
It was
this old
awesome.
school retro vibe. Like they
Yeah.
they'd have like a 20-inch box TV up in the corner, and they'd be playing like, you know, kung fu movies on VHS or like just the craziest stuff. You never knew what you were going to get when you walked in there.
And then they
but-
went under new ownership, and it
Mm.
kind of dipped in quality a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's what
And
happens.
then then it was like a calzone place, a different company like kind of took over
Mhm.
that space. Now they're
Mhm.
gone, and now it's this new place, which I don't even know what kind of food they sell there. But
Right.
Yeah.
there's a lot of good like local eateries in Bloomsburg. A lot of good like
Oh,
pizza
yeah,
places and
Blooms-
stuff like that.
Yeah, Bloomsburg. Bloomsburg definitely has some.
There's
good
also
stuff there.
places that sell raw milk, like we talked about. That whole lecture. Don't
Well,
drink it. Don't
yeah.
Drink
raw
it.
No,
milk.
don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
There's probably
do it.
like maggots in it and shit, bro. Like don't listen to these
Oh,
guys.
it's rough.
You're
Don't-
not gonna be an alpha male. Like come
No.
on now.
no. And it's funny you talked about like multicultural and different things. So
Yeah.
it's I've never talked about this before, but so our friend Jim Murray that's been on the show a
Jim.
number of times has been on Wrestling with Life. He's a wrestling ring announcer who just recently returned from China, where he was teaching and was actually ring announcing for companies over there.
Yep.
But he got me involved. We used to do open poetry readings at the Bloomsburg Library, and I went and read poetry that I wrote at the Bloomsburg Library. So there are cultural things just under the surface there. Like
Yeah.
you may have to look for them and search them out, but they are there.
So what we've learned today
Uh-oh.
is not only is Ralph related in a loose way to Brother Bedlam, brother, cousin Bedlam, but now we're learning that he's also adjacent to you, and we should actually
This
call
is-
him
This is insane.
his new name. It should be Cousin Cross now. So he's Cousin Cross and Cousin Bedlam. So
Listen,
I think,
Come on, brother.
I need to be an official member of the Gatekeepers. Like
Right.
that's all it is, man. I need to be like the third secret. I need to be like the crush of this demolition.
right.
I mean, I can say I'm not in a place to turn down help. You know,
Oh, I like it.
there you go.
wrestling's brutal. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's only like one referee, and there's like all sorts of chaos going on.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
People are trying to. I
Oh.
was scared in that
Yeah.
match. I thought he was
Chicanery.
trying to.
Oh.
Like I thought he was trying to kill Davey. Like straight up.
right.
And
Oh boy.
you know, like
Yeah.
people will go that far just to win a wrestling match, and it's
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, we've
So,
seen some crazy things.
That's
I've
why
seen some crazy
I'm
things.
glad he's on my side of the ring and not
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. You know, the other thing we learned, Sean, is that I'm a poet and you didn't know it.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
of course.
Oh,
All right. Well, this has been fun getting to learn a little bit about Dylan, but we are at what Sean likes to call his favorite part of the interview. It is time for the final question of the interview. Sean, lob this hardball Dylan Cross's way.
if you thought the first question was hard,
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
get ready.
Oh, yes.
For you, Dylan Cross, what does pro wrestling mean to you, and what is the significance that it has had on your life?
A two-parter.
I mean, I think pro wrestling is one of the greatest art mediums that exists in the world. You can tell stories with it that you can't really tell through just like traditional like movies and
Mhm.
stuff like that. It's always found me in the lowest points of my life, when I feel like I didn't have anywhere else to go, or like any other kind of communities, or like a lot of my like closer friends are wrestlers, are the people that I work with and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I needed that where I was. And also it's helping me with other things like the process of networking involves
Mhm.
like just meeting people. And I am horrible at like meeting new people.
Right.
Like I have horrible anxiety just like going up to somebody being like, hi, you know, like whatever. Which is why I'm glad this exists.
Right.
Because like I swear to God, I'm not trying to act like I'm above people when I'm at shows, when I just like go up and sheepishly shake someone's hand and then just like melt back into my group of friends. Like,
Right.
I'm scared of you. But yeah, no, wrestling is it's everything. It's all I got right now, and I'm trying to take it as far as it'll go. And I don't know, it's my family.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, and I think that's the one thing that I've learned since becoming a wrestling fan, starting this show with Ralph, is that wrestling, when times are tough, is just the biggest community that will bring you in positively, will take care of you, will make sure you're okay, whether it's like, for example, Jeff Cannonball with his ALS, and everyone's banding together for him. One person, it's just a big, giant family, and that's the coolest thing, and that's And that's why I think I've learned why I love wrestling so much.
Yeah, it's
Awesome. All right. Well, that's a great answer, and I love that you say. I love when you said wrestling is everything, because we've heard that from a number of people now,
Yeah.
and it really just it kind of speaks to some of the things that Sean was talking about. You know, the family aspect of it, and just we're not, most of us are not people that the rest of the world really would run out of their way to be like, hey, I want to hang out with you. But wrestling has given that to a lot of us. So very, very cool answer. All right. That's going to bring us to our main event, top 5. And
Yeah.
Sean,
yes, sir.
remind us one more time what we're doing for our top 5 today.
I guess we can shorten it to top 5 dream teams that Dylan here wants to face.
Yeah. Okay.
Dream teams.
Dream
Awesome.
teams. Well,
Dream teams.
Dream teams is a bit of a stretch. I have one dream team.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
have 4 teams that I think are kind of realistic that we could go against.
Okay.
So number 5 is a pretty simple one because they work in royalty.
Ah.
And I was watching Playbook, his interview
Mhm.
on here,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
he is a very great tactician when it comes to. I mean, I'm glad that he was working with us,
Right.
try to deal with the Havoc situation.
Mm.
But I don't think he seems to understand the concept of fighting words. And some of the
okay.
things that he was saying about Bedlam, he was saying he needed to get locked in a cage and stuff like that.
That's
You
out
know.
of hand.
I take exception to that. And I've said this privately and I'll say it publicly now. Anybody that has beef with Brother Bedlam has beef with me. So
You better
if
watch your back.
If he wants to try to
Yeah.
lock us up, bring your boy, bring Silverhand and come and
Yeah.
see us.
Yeah.
You know where we are. We're not that far from you,
Yeah. Awesome. All right.
So that's number 5. Number
Yeah, Danny,
4,
if you're listening, book it.
Right.
Make it
number
happen.
5. Number 4, I'm gonna give a shout out to this team called Misery Inc., which is Daniel and Troy Locke,
Right. Yes.
2 guys
Yes.
that wrestle at the dojo, preacher students,
Mhm.
very talented individuals. I have some unfinished business with V
Oh.
Daniel.
Ooh.
Because a different tag team that he had, a tag team called Project Mayhem,
Okay.
beat my team, this team called SAD in Pro Wrestling Magic.
Oh, yes.
Took
You know what?
away-
I have been waiting. I keep forgetting, but because everyone that we've had on so far has been a member of this group. Can
Yes.
you please tell us what is SAD?
What is SAD? We're just a bunch of people, that aren't happy in this world, and we're honest about it because there's a lot of toxic masculinity in wrestling, and people
Mhm.
try to run from their feelings. But it's a sad world that we live in. There's a lot of horrible things happening socio-economically, and wrestling fans are mean, and it doesn't make us feel good. So we're out here, and we're like, all right, well, none of you pricks deserve to be happy, so we're going to destroy all your heroes. And we were doing that for a little bit. We beat up
Yep.
Steve off for a little bit, and
Sure.
we won the junior tag team championships in
Yeah.
Pro Wrestling Magic, and we were the last team to hold those championships
Wow.
until we got beat by, I think I got pinned by V Daniel. I don't remember exactly.
Oh, boy.
I
Mm.
took some shots to the head in that match,
Yeah.
but
Memories you don't want to remember.
no.
Right.
no, it was awful, right? So
Right.
I don't know the I guess this could be a tie and say Project Mayhem versus the Gatekeepers as well. But
Okay.
I know that Misery Inc. is active right now,
Mm.
and I'm coming to
Calling
get
them
you,
out.
baby.
Yeah.
Coming to get you. So that's number 4. Number
Okay.
3 is 2 guys that I just always seem to be like, we circle each other. I see them at shows all the time.
Mhm.
I think they used to train under Quackenbush too.
Okay.
But I haven't been able to wrestle them, and that's Smash and Burn, right?
Oh.
Um,
Ricky Price and Junie. Yes.
Ricky
Yes.
Price and Junie, they were on AEW.
Yes, they
Yeah.
were. They were.
And 2 guys supremely talented, fast.
Absolutely.
They can jump really high.
Mhm.
The thing they do though is that upsets me is they just come out and they're dancing to Disco Inferno, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I take this business very seriously. All right, I'm a serious wrestler,
Serious.
so serious, and I
Serious.
will not have people coming in and making a mockery of what we do, right? So if y'all want to come through, or I'll come to you. I'll go to PPW.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll go to wherever Smash and Burn are. And
Yeah,
Right.
we'll fight in them parking lots. Yeah.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah. If he can be serious for a moment, there you go.
And seriousness, also Junie Underwood did a lot to help Sad when we first got to pro wrestling magic, and I'm eternally grateful for that. But enough about that. Anyway,
Yeah, it's about
Number
people
two.
you want to beat up. Yep.
Right.
not who I want to beat up because
Right.
I hate them. Number 2, right? Previously mentioned, right? Mr. Crummels and Sonny DeFarge.
Oh,
right? I want to show
yes.
a guy that used to train me just how far along I've come. I understand this is a little bit personal. This isn't so much of like a team thing. This is mainly just for my own validation. But
Right.
Sonny is scary, man. That dude
Yeah,
is
he's
like,
a big dude.
he's
He's a big
And
dude, and he's
I don't-
fast.
those clotheslines.
Oh
But
man,
I'll take a clothesline for Brother Bedlam any day of the week.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's that's a key part of our dynamic that I don't feel like it's talked about enough. I will tank all these hits for Brother Bedlam so he can come and hit those knees and stuff like that.
That's right.
And I might get killed by my former trainer, but it's okay. I'm willing to do that.
Well, and it's interesting because we talked about the Gatekeepers being underrated before, and you want to talk about a tag team that's been underrated for years.
Brother.
Forever.
Nobody
Forever.
ever looks at Crummels and DeFarge, and those guys have been everywhere and done everything and
Killing it.
wrestled everywhere you can think of. I mean, they have been around for so long, and just guys that know each other so well. Like, there's nothing that one of them could do in that ring that the other doesn't know they're going
Right.
to do. Like, it's unbelievable. But that's a really good pick.
Thank you. So number 1
Number
Oh,
one.
here we go. Here it is.
is the Pipe Dream.
All right, Techno Team
But-
2000. Here we go.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh,
This
boy.
is a bit of a pipe dream, and because their rates have got to be exorbitant, right? But if you want to be the best, you got to go up against the best.
Right.
So if we ever got the chance to share the ring with Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler,
Oh, wow.
I love it.
That's a
Oh,
pick.
I love
That's
it.
a great pick, man.
I firmly believe that FTR is the greatest tag team in the world, and I would. That would be a war. That would be like an hour long. Those guys are tough to take down. I've seen them
Oh,
go
yeah.
against like Bullet Club Gold and stuff like that. But I think we could be up to the task.
Oh, I could absolutely see a match between FTR and the Gatekeepers. 100%.
Yeah, definitely. Wow, that's
Huge.
a really good pick. Yeah. All right. Well, quite the list you've got there.
Yeah.
A number of people that and listen. To be completely honest, the FTR thing like that. You said your one dream match, but there's no reason that couldn't happen.
Right. Absolutely.
You guys are on the you guys are on the path here, so that could absolutely happen. And just for those of you out there wondering, there is Techno Team 2000.
There it is.
They are widely known as one of the 10 worst tag teams in the history of WWE.
Oh, they're bad. Oh, damn.
Oh, they're bad.
I thought they were like some like secret gem that.
No.
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 So the whole thing with Techno Team 2000. You were talking about working at Walmart in the parking lot. I worked at Walmart for too many years, and
Oh my god.
we had this.
too many years of that place.
We had this thing at Thanksgiving, and it was this turkey, and it would sit down on the shelf, and you would turn it on, and it would like play this crazy like techno music and spin in circles.
Yep.
So I started calling that Techno Turkey 2000. And that's how this whole Techno Team 2000 became a thing. All right. Well, on that,
So they're a real tag team. called
Yeah,
a real
Techno
They
tag
were a
team.
real tag team.
yes, they were in WWE
Yep.
for
Is this like Attitude Era or like?
Like
I think it
around?
was maybe like
I think it was like before, like just
so.
before.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
after.
yeah,
Or
brother.
after.
So they were
The best
they were
era.
in Yes, they were right. They were like right on the cusp. They were like
The
95.
highest drawing
96.
WWF champion of all time. He'll tell you, Kevin Nash, right?
Right. Yep. Kevin.
Shout out, Kev, bro.
Shout out to Kev.
That man has never seen an injury that he didn't have.
Right.
Hey, wrestling's a brutal business. Man.
Listen, so Techno Team was so bad that they only got first names, Travis and Troy,
Yep.
and that was it. Like they were so
Travis
bad.
Troy.
Yes. All right.
I mean,
Well-
so did Kane and the Undertaker. You know,
I
No,
mean,
no.
it's a little different, I think.
Yes. Maybe a little bit. You know, I mean, they might be just a smidge better than
Yeah.
Techno
Right.
2000. But all right. Well, on that Techno Team 2000 note, we're going to
I
take
gotta
a
watch
short.
the tapes, brother.
Yeah, you
Yes,
got to go back
yes,
and
brother.
check
Make
them
my
out.
own opinions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a short break, and when we come back, we are going to be discussing upcoming events with Dylan Cross.
This guy. This guy.
All right, so a lot of
Yeah.
great content on the channel for you to check out. If you haven't
Indeed.
seen last week's episode with the aforementioned Davey Hubert, who
Check it out.
owes his popularity to Dylan Cross.
Yeah.
That was last week's interview, so definitely check that out. Our most recent Wrestling with Life, where we talked to photographer Tracy Klein, who has been to Royalty Wrestling.
Right.
So check that out. One we did not mention in there, if you have not seen it yet, go to Peacock, throw on Saturday night's main event, and come and chill with us,
Yeah.
because we did the Chillin' with the OC came back last night for a
Yep.
special Bloodline edition, where it was us and our good friend Devin the Tribal Chief
Yeah.
from the Bloodline Entertainment Network.
That's right.
It was tremendous fun. And when you're done watching this, get over to Devin's channel,
Yep.
sit there and wait, like patiently wait,
Just
staring
wait.
at the screen. Don't do anything else. Just stare at the screen
Just wait.
until 6:40 p.m. when we are joining the Bloodline Entertainment Network. We will be joining the Evolution watch along
Yeah.
with our good friend Devin,
That's
the
right.
Tribal Chief, and
That's
all
right.
the good people over at the Bloodline Entertainment Network. So
Yep.
make sure you do not miss our appearance over there.
No.
And now, Dylan Cross. What does Dylan Cross have coming up?
Well, I think anybody that wants to be anybody is going to be at 5XW on August 9th.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'm going
I
to
like
be
it.
there. I will be wrestling. It will be the match at one point was billed as the clusterfuck. It's
yeah.
it's changed into something
Right.
else.
Right.
But
The cluster something.
hey,
Yes.
all I need is one opportunity. Like if
That's right.
if I just have a chance to be out there, I
Mhm.
think I can show the people, and I can show the people of 570 what I'm capable of, and
Mm-hmm.
I hope they can bring me back. So I'd like to come back.
Yeah.
I think Kendra Kaida is wrestling at Power Pro next weekend.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
happening.
Mhm.
Yes.
A lot of my friends are going to be on a lot of these shows, and
Mhm.
just go support them. Go support Power Pro, anyways. Just because.
Yes. Yes.
Hollow Wicked, shout out.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
everybody else that's doing it over there. Crummels
Yeah.
and Sunny wrestle there.
Mhm.
Yep.
Like Havoc wrestles there, I think. Like so.
Yep.
Yeah.
By all means.
A lot of good stuff going on there. You did mention August 9th, so I just want to throw that out there for people. It is Saturday, August 9th at 1 p.m. It is at the Country Club Brewing.
Yep.
The match will be outside in the parking lot. This
Music Fest.
is a great place to go see some wrestling. It is during Music Fest. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
the town of Bethlehem is going to be absolutely hopping that day, so make
Yeah.
sure that you get over there. And Music Fest sells these Music Fest mugs. Now, these things are basically usable at any event that ever happens to the
Yep.
Steel Stacks. It looks like they are going to honor those at Country Club Brewing during this 5XW
Nice.
wrestling event. So
Steel
you can
Stacks.
get some really good beer for really cheap in that mug. if you have one. I have one. I have.
Yes.
Listen, we bought I think we bought like the 40th anniversary edition. It was a
Nice.
really nice old school looking one, so we
Right.
bought that one. But yeah, definitely. And now you can see Dylan Cross there. So now you have no reason not to go. That's right. Get to Bethlehem.
Do that.
Anything else you got going on?
I don't know. A lot of it's kind of up in the air right now. The
gotcha.
second season of Royalty, I think, is going to start in October.
Yep.
Mhm.
I don't
Fright
have an
Night.
exact
Yep.
date.
Fright
yet.
Night.
Yeah.
I believe it's October 10th.
I don't know
Fright
if it's going to be called Fright
Yeah.
Night. It might be called something else.
Ooh, all right.
Okay.
I like it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
It's going to be a doozy. There's going to be some twists and some turns.
Oh, I'm sure.
Ooh,
I can't
love
wait.
those.
I can't wait.
I will not give anything away.
Do not. No,
But
absolutely. Do not.
it is must watch television.
Oh,
Indeed.
get there. All right. Well,
Indeed.
we will have all the
Oh,
information
yeah.
about that when it comes out because we're
Yes.
excited for that. And you do have to prepare because you might get an invitation to the Bedlam family Thanksgiving this year.
Right.
We might send an invitation to you. I'll have to talk to cousin Bedlam and see if there's an extra seat at the table. As we all fight over various things.
I mean, I don't have any Thanksgiving plans at the moment, so
Oh, well, that's even more reason.
my parents live in Florida now, so I don't really.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got a few things going on, and you mentioned one of them. This coming Saturday, we will be at the
That's
Arlen
right.
Specter U.S. Squash Center, the
Mhm.
most amazing of independent wrestling venues you will ever see. We will be there for Power Pro Lucha's show Powerbomb.
Yes.
5:15 doors open, 6:00 bell time. Remember to tune into the channel here because on that day we will be having a pre-show and a post-show
Yep.
live
Yep.
from the Spectre US Squash Center to get you ready and then to talk about all the results. That is on Saturday, so definitely come out. On Sunday, we will be at the Mahoning Drive-In in Lehighton, Pennsylvania for Real Rumble 6. Now, this show is going to be incredible. Just
Amazing.
amazing stuff being added to it.
Awesome.
Some great matches. You get to see wrestling from the LVAC, but you'll also get to see a short film featuring Jeff Cannonball called Bronco.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the main movie of the night is the absolutely terrible, over the top, but it's still it might be good. So come out and see it. And of course, stop out early for the wrestling marketplace there at the Mahoning Drive-In, and come see us because we are
Come
doing
to
a little
us.
event we are calling "We Love You, Jeff Cannonball."
That's right.
Come over to our table, come over to our tent, make a donation to Jeff Cannonball, and
Yeah.
get yourself into the video. We will tape you giving your well wishes, your words of encouragement, telling Jeff how much you love him,
Yes.
and you will be a part of the video that we are putting together to
Mhm.
send to Jeff. Speaking of Jeff, we love to highlight these. We want to make sure everybody knows about them. A
Let's
few
go.
tribute shows going on for Jeff.
Yeah.
So we've got the Jeff Cannonball Hardcore Cup. Now,
That's right.
this is for all you people out there in Australia because
Yes.
this is from Deathmatch Down Under.
Yeah.
It is Saturday, July 20th, the same day as Real Rumble. So if you're
Yep.
over on that other side of the world, you would
Get
know
over
what
there.
you would know what Party at Peak in Brunswick
Mm-hmm.
East. You would know what all that is. So go there. $25 tickets, supporting Jeff Cannonball. So please hit that one up. We also have a show from the LVAC and Sean Henderson Presents called You, Me, Us. A benefit
Yeah.
for Jeff Cannonball. Now this one is August 10th. So make
Yep.
sure that you get out for this show as well. There is now, if you are up north, if you were in
Yes.
Canada, there is a Interspecies Wrestling is doing a show in October 18th called
Indeed.
Cannon Brawl.
Yeah.
It's in a place that I will probably slaughter the name, but Kanawaki, Quebec.
That's
If you're
That's pretty good.
well, we don't know that. We just know I said it. But that show is in Canada. So if you are one of our Canadian fans and you are up there, please get out to support that show.
Support
And
this
then
man.
you want to talk about a big show.
Yes.
This one
that
here,
one right there.
Cannonball Fest,
Yeah.
September 14th from the New Providence High School in New
Mhm.
Providence, New Jersey. This
Yep.
one is shaping up to be huge.
Huge.
You're
show.
going to have now. This is reason number one just to go to the show. Now, obviously, you're supporting Jeff Cannonball, so that's the ultimate reason. But
Yep.
if you needed other reasons to get to this show, you are going to see the Neo-Solar Spectral Envoy conglomeration. I don't know. Everybody's going to be there.
Everyone's going to be there.
Hallowicked, Ultramantis, Frightmare, Delirious, the Batiri. Like it is a giant.
It's worth
a giant cluster F of wrestlers. Not to mention some huge names. Matt Tremont from GCW. MJF is going to be there.
Yeah.
Willow Nightingale. Like there's huge names on this show.
They're pulling out all the stops.
They are, and again, it's all proceeds going to Jeff Cannonball. So please, anything you can do for Jeff Cannonball, please do it. We're really rooting for the guy.
Yes.
And if you are out at either Power Bomb or the Real Rumble 6 next weekend, you see us, come say hi. Come support Jeff Cannonball on Sunday as we try to do what we can for him.
Yep.
All right. Well, this has been a lot of. Oh, listen.
Always.
There's so
Always.
much. Oh man, I think about all the wrestling, and I'm just like,
right.
I don't know.
just John
I
Cena.
can't. Yes, I turn into John Cena for a minute. So
I do want to kick wrestling in the balls sometimes. It's
well, listen. Yeah, wrestling is a gift and a curse.
Right.
There is so much of it, but on the flip side, there is so much of it.
But there's a lot of there's so much of it, which means that hopefully there's a lot of spots for people.
Yeah.
Yes. So
of course.
As we speak about lots of spots, make sure you are following Dylan Cross on social media. Make sure you are following
sometimes.
Make sure you're following Brother Bedlam as well, because
yes, brother.
we gotta get these gatekeepers booked everywhere we can.
Yes.
So if you are looking for a wrestling tag team that is going to come in and absolutely light up your division, if you are looking for a wrestler that's going to come in and be an absolute good time, you've got Dylan Cross right here. So make sure you are supporting them. If you are a wrestling company or a booker, please reach out to these guys. Get them on your show. I guarantee you will not regret it. That you can take that to the bank. I guarantee you will not regret it. All right. Well, Dylan, it has been great getting to talk to you today. I'm so glad that we were able to get you on here for your first podcast. I hope it was an enjoyable experience for you.
I had a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the important thing.
That's the goal.
So, all right. Well, I think that's going to about wrap us up here at the Opinion City Podcast, episode 112 in the books. For Mr. Serious himself, Dylan Cross. Yes, so serious.
I don't play
super serious.
No
Super
games
serial.
played.
When I said I played D&D and video games, I lied. I played.
Oh, that was a lie.
That's a lie. That was a lie. There's no games here.
All right. So for Mr. No Games, Mr. Serious, Mr. No D&D, Dylan Cross. For Parmesan, I am King Ralph. And remember, this is free. Oh, am I back?
Yes, you're here.
Did I lose you guys? Hey, I'm here.
All right. For a quick second.
Right. Well, welcome to episode 112. Oh, wait, we did that. Oh, we did that already. All right. Yes. So for Mr. Serious, Dylan Cross, for Parmesan, I'm King Ralph. And remember, kindness is free, so be kind to each other. God bless each and every one of you, and we will see you guys next time.
Well, that's it. I really hope you enjoyed it. We had a ball making it. Thank you very much.